everybody. It's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time for Stella. It seems like quick announcement. This might be the last Stella to August because we saw the Survivor 45 little preview, but they ain't say when it was coming back. We know Big Brother is pushed back to August. Challenge USA 2 will premiere in August. And I think All Stars 4 is just on hold until, they're probably saving it in case they need to plug it somewhere with this writer's strike. We don't know when the scripted shows will come back. Hey, Glenda. Hey, Eric. So All Stars 4 is up in the air, and that's really what we all looking for. That's what we were all looking for. And they're like, y'all wait. Y'all wait. And you know what? We going to wait and we going to watch it, but don't make us wait too long. So I don't know. I feel like we don't have Amazing Race coming up. I don't even review Amazing Race. What else is Stella? Big Brother, Survivor Challenge. So everything is on hold till August. So my plan for you all, because we still got to chat. We still got to talk. We're going to have, the challenge chat, and we could break it down to Big Brother chat. I just named all the shows. Big Brother, we could do Survivor chat, like whatever topic, like maybe every week we'll have a topic of discussion. I do have my notes where we're still going to talk about our top 5 eliminations, our top 5 dailies. I could have swore I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I have to call her back. Okay. Our staple Black players, and then I even put in a BB25 dream format. So we have at least a good 8 to 9 weeks of no competition shows to review on Stella. So put your challenge chats, Survivor chat, Big Brother chat titles in the comments, in the chat. You can y'all can always send me a DM, Twitter or Instagram, Kiss My Cheeks TV, and be like, Angie, let's have a chat this week about this. And because we have to keep the show going, we have to still talk about something, but I'm really mad at programming for holding All Stars 4 like that. Like they holding it hostage, knowing we can't wait to see Cara, Rachel, not Polly, but Leroy and Cam. Like Tony is on there too, they said. Like they know we can't wait to see these people come play this game on All Stars 4. And they just like, not today. Not no time soon. But anyway, y'all. So your girl will be giving y'all challenge chats. One thing I can say, since they let me have a free summer, your girl be hitting the streets. I already got Usher in Vegas coming up. Beyonce will be coming up. And I'm kind of mad because USA 2 starts the weekend I'm going to be in Atlanta for Beyonce. I got a lot of fun things coming up this summer. So now I don't feel bad by pushing Stella around because we got nothing to talk about. And I could do a challenge chat any day of the week. Of course, I will put it on the community wall on YouTube. I usually advertise my lives on Twitter. I don't really put too much. Sometimes I throw them up on Instagram and Facebook, but mostly Twitter is where I advertise my lives because that's where I cut up, is on Twitter. And if you follow me on Twitter, we cut up over there. So you'll be notified when I throw a challenge chat up. That's the name of, even if I'm talking about Survivor or Big Brother, it'll still be called the challenge chat. But you'll know the topic at hand when I set it up. So look out for that. We're still going to have fun over the summer since CBS don't want to let us enjoy their content, but we still going to have fun. You have so much tea on 39. Well, spill it. Spill it. I did watch, because you all know this, well, really today. Yesterday, I drove to Nashville. My son is transferring to TSU, which is in Nashville. And we went to transfer student orientation today. And it wasn't supposed to be over till 4. And like Nashville is a 3-hour drive from Memphis. So I was like, after that drive, I was like, I ain't going to do Stella because I probably wasn't going to get home till like 7 or 8. and I would be tired, but they let us out of orientation at noon, and it was like, we have to come back. I was like, oh, let's hit the road. We gathered our stuff, got gas. And so I got home around 4. And so I was like, oh, let me throw Stella back up there right on time, and we don't have to wait. Because I know tomorrow night I'm going to see The Little Mermaid. I don't care. It's a nostalgia Disney cartoon for me. I have to go see it. And then Saturday in the mornings is usually when I do my panels with Kamisha. Like, we'll do Bell Collective and put a ring on it tomorrow morning. So I knew I couldn't really squeeze it in Saturday. And I was like, ain't nobody want to talk about Survivor on Sunday. So I'm so happy we got out of orientation early so I could come talk Survivor with you all tonight. I'm not going to hold y'all long because, we ain't got nothing else to talk about but Survivor. And I only got a couple of things to say about this Final Tribal Council, this finale episode, because congratulations, Yam Yam. Like, I liked you. I wish I need to start saving my rankings paper, but I threw it away a while ago. I know Heidi was my number 1 pick, and Yam Yam was in my top 3. So at least, like, some of my top picks made it to the final, and Yam Yam won. Or I think Yam Yam was my top pick. I don't remember. But I remember saying Yam Yam's social game, because I know he's a hairdresser. He owns some type of beauty salon in Puerto Rico. I was like, he knows how to talk to people. Hairdressers know how to talk to everybody. They have to come in, you sit in a chair, you either telling them all your problems, telling them all the tea. Hairdressers know how to communicate with all different kind of personalities. So I knew Yam Yam's social game would be A1. And I'm happy for him. But y'all know I was rooting for Carolyn. And I'm gonna save it when I get there. But shout out to Yam Yam for winning. But I'm not gonna hold y'all long. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat real quick, and then we're gonna jump right into it. I think All Stars 4 will be really. It can't be. It can't be. They put All Stars 4 on MTV and call it season 40 because we already know it's All Stars 4. I don't think that's going to be the case, Dan. But you know what? I'm with Glenda. Spill the tea so we could talk about it. Big Brother waiting on August. Right. It's, yes, I hate it. But you know what? We going to roll with it. We going to still have a good time. We going to roll with it. All Stars 4 not having a release date sucks completely. Oh, yes, this probably will be my first year I keep up with all things Big Brother because I'm busy in the summer and fall behind, especially on the feeds. I feel like it's harder for me to keep up with an August premiere because if it starts like August 2nd, like August, I could keep up. But September, October, November are my busiest work months. We're on a fiscal year close. I know y'all don't care about this accounting stuff, but we're on a fiscal year end close, which means 9/30 is when we close our books for the year. And so September is when I'm doing all my pre-close stuff. October is closed, so don't even talk to me in October. And November is audit, so don't even talk to me in November. So I feel like it's going to be harder for me to keep up, but I'm on, because I could cut up in the summer. I'm still going to cut up. Big Brother Twitter is fun. So Big Brother premiering, yes, in summer. I mean, yes, in August. I guess they feel like it's still hot in August. I don't know. Now they're going to be inside mainly, which it's always hot in LA. It's going to be hot in LA in August, September, maybe not October. I don't know. But they're going to be outside in August and September. I have tequila and raspberry lemonade. That sounds good. I got my drink too. I forgot to even talk about it. I've been on these. I'm advertising. I ain't supposed to be advertising liquor, but I'm on these Jamaican Me Happies by Seagram's, and they don't really do anything. Sometimes I'll add a little tequila to it or a little vodka, but I'm just drinking it straight today. I just like the taste of it because it's like a watermelon lemonade. Oh, I ain't got nothing to open it with. Oh, I can use my little blanket. I've been hearing Ashley Mitchell will be on Big Brother. Now that'll be good. Because they said Tori's supposed to be on it. I would love to see Ashley and Tori in the house. together. That's gonna be one of our challenge chats. Let me write it down. What survivor? No, that ain't survivor. What challenge players would we like to see in the Big Brother house if we believe that they'll ever cross over? So I'm gonna write that down. So what challenge players in BB25? And right now we got the T on Ashley and Tori rumor. You know what? If they gonna throw Tori in the Big Brother house, go ahead and throw Jordan in there too, and really give us a show. Let's see what they really up to with some live feeds and stuff, so we could really gossip. You know, I'm always here for the drama. I didn't even think about that. It gets chilly in LA. I don't know. I ain't never been to LA in the fall. I'm actually going to LA in October, the first weekend in October. I shouldn't be telling y'all my schedule. Y'all ain't about to hunt me down, so I ain't worried about it. The first weekend in October, my best friend is graduating from college, and I told her I would support her and come to her graduation. So it's just a little quick weekend trip, but I wonder if I could run over to the Big Brother house and yell over the wall. I always wanted to be a wall yeller. Y'all think I should do it? Let's see, August, September. Yes, October, it'll be good in the game. It'll be real good in the game by October. I might be a wall yeller, y'all. That's a dream of mine, to go, especially if it's somebody I hate in the house and I want them out. Should I yell over the wall, y'all? Or do you think security too tight? You know, my knee ain't too good. I ain't got time to be running. I'm a mess. Let's move on, y'all. So there are already 10 people that are most likely be on 39. Do you want to know? You could tell me. Go ahead and spill it. If you spill it, I'm gonna star it and come back to it after we talk about Survivor. That's what everybody said. Wait till I finish, because y'all know I'm getting ready to go left. I hope none of these Big Brother cast spoilers. They're always okay. I got confused on that one in Glenda. Hey everybody! I forgot to shout everybody out. I see Glenda, Dan, Vontae, Dabu. If Tori is in, if Tori is in the house, I'm yelling. I'm yelling. I'm a mess. Okay. Let's quit talking about what's not on the screen. What's on the screen is Survivor 44. We're gonna talk about my opinions on the finale. I'm gonna keep the chat rolling so I can see y'all opinions, and then I'll come back to it when I come back. But anybody want to drop any tea about anything outside of Survivor 44, put it in there and I'll star it and come back to it. Okay. So it was finale night. We started with the top 5. Yes. And they were out looking for that idol because, you know, what's her name? Heidi done lost her damn idol. Whatever. Heidi ain't lose it, but she just played it incorrect. I mean, the most incorrect idol play all season. Now, let me say this. Season 44, y'all had so many damn idols in this game. Y'all had about 5 real idols, 8 fake idols, and we didn't get any excitement of a fake idol play. No egg in nobody's face, like, it's fake. I mean, we got a little bit, you know, with Jamie, but who cares? I mean, Jeff told her at the reunion section. And the only person that played their idol correctly was Brandon, episode 1. Everyone else wasted it or went home with it in their pocket. I feel like that shows that old school Survivor is best. We don't need all of these idols in the game. I would love to see a game with 0 idols and let everyone just have a fear of thinking someone has an idol, but it's actually 0 idols in the game. So, but I just wanted to say that about the idols real quick, but let's keep going. So everyone is looking for this idol, and we see the idol is tied up in a tree with a big red yarn string around it. And everyone is looking up in this tree. And I'm like, when I look in trees, if I see the color red, I'm going to be like, oh, that's strange. What is this red thing amongst all the brown and green? But nobody could find that idol. And the challenge of the day was something with a puzzle. And once I saw it was a puzzle, Carson wins. I don't care what you had to do before you got to that puzzle. Carson is winning once it comes down to the puzzle, period. And that's what happened. So we ain't got to recap that. We ain't got to recap all them untying of the strings, jumping and climbing. It was a puzzle and Carson won. So everyone's looking for the idol. I didn't really know. Oh, and Carson got some spaghetti and something. He can only invite one person, and he took Yam Yam. And I really thought Carson was going to take Carolyn. And if anything, he should have took Carolyn to keep Carolyn from linking up with the ladies and making a strategy. Because at the end of the day, Yam Yam wasn't gonna link up. I don't know, but I would have took Carolyn. But anyway, he took Yam Yam. Um, and they everybody, we should vote out. Yeah, we should vote out Carolyn. We should vote out Lauren. Who cares? At the end of the day, Lauren felt like she needed the idol. I really felt like Carolyn was gonna go with. I got the hiccups, y'all. I'm sorry. Was gonna work with the ladies and vote out Yam Yam. Like I really thought Carolyn would have flipped, but of course she didn't. Lauren was right in looking for the idol. Now y'all saw me loud. I was loud and wrong on Twitter. Cause as soon as Lauren didn't play her idol, I was like, bitch, you it's the final five. You just gonna go home with the idol in your pocket? You want to show it to your kids? Like, girl, why you not playing this idol? And so today, when I got back from TSU orientation, I had to rewind the entire Survivor episode to really look at the scene because I could have swore Lauren found that idol in the tree. But no, it was a cliffhanger. Production, good job. Production, good job, because you had me loud and wrong on Twitter. It just showed Lauren looked in the tree, but she never pulled anything out of the tree. And it just showed the camera pan to the idol. So obviously she looked up in the tree, but she didn't notice it. And I thought when that camera panned up to the idol that she had it and they were just not showing us so we could be shocked. But I was shocked because I was like, why are you not playing your idol? Like, why are you sitting up here crying? I'm like, you doing a good job. Cause I just knew, I just knew Lauren had that idol. I'm like, oh, Lauren, you doing a good job. You doing all this crying. You motivating your boys at home, but girl, you about to play this idol. And if Lauren would have played that idol at Final Five, she would have won the game. If Lauren would have played that idol at Final Five and then made it to the final three, because she probably would have had to make fire or whatever if she didn't win the last immunity, Lauren would have won that game. But did anybody else think Lauren had the idol, or was I the only one crazy on Twitter the other night? Because I was all on the Twitter thread and I was looking and I'm like, ain't nobody else mad. Like, I'm thinking everybody haters. They really wanted Lauren to go home. I just knew she had the idol, but oh well. Lauren went home at Final Five. Glenda, you thought she had it too. I did too. I would have bet good money that she had the idol. But anyway, Lauren went home. She gave a great, goodbye speech, I guess, for not having an idol. It was great. Um, and then what happened? We get down to the final four, and I can tell y'all right now, y'all know me. You see what's underneath Kiss My Cheeks TV. I am the fast forward queen. When it comes to the last episode of Survivor, 3 hours, I'm not watching all that. I don't give a damn about all that. But so I'll probably fast forward a lot of this episode. We get down to the final four. They did the hand behind the back, skeet ball, catch the skeet ball challenge. I don't really care about watching that. I just fast forward to the end to see who was jumping up and down. It was Heidi. Heidi won. Great. I did catch the little moment where Yam Yam was teaching Carson how to make fire. And I was just thinking, Carson, you've practiced every puzzle, every challenge, held your breath in the bathtub, but you don't know how to make fire? And then he was like, I could do it fine at home, but once I came out here, it doesn't work. And I'm like, well, what was you doing at home? Did you use a lighter, some matches? I'm like, what's going on? That broke your heart. I had a little tear. This is, you know how they be like, this ain't best friends race. This was best friend survivor. Like, it was so touching. Like, Yam Yam was like, I still want to help you do it, because Carson, I guess, once Lauren went home, Carson was the favorite to win. I guess I still felt like Carolyn could win, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute when we get to the final tribal council. But that moment touched me. I appreciate it, just that friendship, genuine friendship of him teaching him, because he didn't have to. Like, we talking about $1 million here. Sir, you don't know how to make fire. Sorry for you. Sorry for you. But I'm a little bit of a bitch. And when it comes to $1 million, I don't have no friends. I almost don't have no family. But I'm a mess. I'm a mess when it comes to $1 million. The Tika 3. I like the Tika 3. The Three Stooges. But okay. Back to the point at hand. So I kept fast forwarding. So I didn't even know that Heidi was contemplating the idea of throwing herself in fire making until I saw the final tribal council, because I ain't really give a damn. I just want to get on to it, because 3 hours is a lot of episodes. It's a lot of episodes to get through. Let's get to fast forwarding. So when Heidi set her ass down to make fire against Carson, I had to pause my TV and go off on Twitter. I had to pause my TV and go. I was like, it ain't no effing way I win the final 4 immunity and I'm risking it to make a fire. If you don't have a resume to win the game by final 4, you're not going to have it by winning the fire. Now, I know old boy did it that one season. Great for him, but I wouldn't have voted for his ass either. But you know what? That's a different season. And I put down, if you win final 4 immunity and you sit down at the fire making challenge, I'm not voting for you for that point alone. Because what you doing, it's $1 million right here. Heidi, if you got dragged all the way to the end, no one's going to be like, oh, you made fire. So I'm trying not to curse y'all. So forget all 28 of those other days and all 28 days of gameplay that you obviously don't have nothing to talk about. But you made fire so you can get a vote. And I feel strongly that Danny only gave Heidi a vote so Carolyn wouldn't come in second place. I would have rather Yam Yam win unanimous, but I'm still going to read a few people on this jury. Hold on. But y'all put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Do y'all go up for people winning final 4 and then putting themselves in the fire making? Like, I feel like that's the dumbest decision to make all season. Like, that's dumber than playing your idol wrong. And is it really some great win when you put yourself up against somebody who can't make fire? Like, everyone knows Carson couldn't make fire, so it's like, okay, girl. I mean, I guess the people in the jury didn't know, but at home, I'm like, okay, girl, you beat Carson. Like, whoever you put up against Carson, he was probably gonna lose 90%. But whatever, Heidi won. Heidi set the record for fire making, but I did notice, and I mean, I ain't no hater. I'm a little bit of hater. I'm strong enough to admit I got a little bit of hateration. But you could call me a hater for saying this or not. I don't care. But I did notice in past seasons, when they make that fire, that wind be blowing. That wind be whoosh. That fire be blowing. And this was kind of a calm season. Like, it wasn't windy, it wasn't rainy, so that could have helped you set this record. But girl, you set the record. Okay, congratulations. I don't care. Moving on, we down to the final 3. Let's get to the final 3 tribal council, because all that camp, get your breakfast, all that was a fast forward. I don't know what they talked about. I don't care about what y'all think about the final 3. Tell it to me when we get to the final tribal council. So fast forward, we're here. This was the lightest tribal council I've ever seen in my life. Like, the title of this video, emotions took over. Every question was about, I know you're an emotional person, so how did your emotions help you in the game? How did the emotions help you with your strategy? How did you release your emotions? What was your perception? I didn't hear anybody say, what was your biggest game move? What move in this game helped you pivoted you into a position to help you win? What was your strategy? Everything was about being social because Carolyn and Yam Yam are social players. Carolyn and Yam Yam are emotional players. But damn, y'all didn't have any other questions on the jury. It really felt like y'all already knew who y'all was gonna vote for, and that was it, period. We didn't really have to be here. We all gonna give a kumbaya speech. I mean, Carolyn spoke about her addiction and how, if I'm saying it wrong, I ain't take no notes and I'm paraphrasing, but I feel like she said within her addiction, she held her emotions in. And so now she doesn't want to hold those emotions in because I'm an emotion holder. So I understand I understand what Carolyn was saying, because sometimes when you're an emotional holder, you might want a drink or you might go to the gym. Like, you need a release outside of just releasing the emotions and feeling what you're feeling. You go to something else to mask what you're holding in. So I understood what Carolyn said. Like, I ain't got time to be masking nothing. So I'm going to feel what I feel. But I felt like, and of course, Yam Yam is an emotional person. You put his name down, he was going to help get you out the next week. Yeah, everyone felt like y'all rode, what's the green team name? The green team's coattail. But really, I felt like the Tika 3 ran the merge. Like, they were controlling the merge. Yeah, Danny might have been loud. Yeah, Danny was loud, but if the Tika wasn't going for what Danny said, it wasn't gonna happen, because Tika could have flipped either way at any time. So it was really, Tika was running the game. Tika was running the game after the merge, or at the merge. I don't even think Brandon got to ask a question. Heidi was up there talking about, I understood what Heidi meant by being a Latin woman in engineering. I believe she's in science engineering, that she didn't want to be, because it's kind of like being the angry Black woman. Sometimes you don't, once you show that anger or that certain type of emotion and you aren't of a certain race, or you aren't male, because sometimes men can be emotional and people let men slide. So I understand it as a Black woman. I understood what Heidi meant by sometimes holding her emotions in because she didn't want to be perceived a certain way as a Latin woman in science. And I definitely know how it is in corporate America, like holding your emotions, and you got to act a certain way as a minority. So I got what Heidi was saying. But then Heidi started talking about, but I'll be the oldest Latin woman, Puerto Rican woman to ever win the game. Vote for me. I'm like, girl, this ain't no high school student government assignment. And then Yam Yam, I'll be the oldest Latin male. And I'm like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Yes, Heidi was interrupting Yam Yam. I thought that was disrespectful. And if Yam Yam was me, I was like, hold up, let me finish talking and you can say whatever you got to say. Because really, girl, we dragged you here. And see, everybody was too nice, because see, Angie would have gave it to him. Now, let me get to what I have to say about Carolyn. And I feel like, and I know people don't be like, oh, a woman can't win. Da, da, da. I feel like, and let's leave gender out of it. Carolyn, if my memory serves me correctly, Carolyn loved Marianne. And we all know Marianne. Ooh, we know Marianne worked my last nerve. But Marianne was unapologetically herself. If you liked her quirks and her, just her vibe, if you liked it or not, Marianne was unapologetically herself. And so was damn it, I forgot her name, Carolyn. And I feel like Carolyn thought by just trying to explain herself, being unapologetically her and explaining her emotions of it all, that she could get a win like Mary Ann. But Mary Ann knew how to break down her strategic game as well. Even though Marianne was always checked in, but she didn't have the ability to make the strategic moves for her resume until very late in the game. And she also had an idol that she never told anybody about. Glenda, Carolyn has strategy. And if you really watch, like, I felt like Carolyn was the clear winner of this. But I feel like the way people perceived, that's the right word, perceived Carolyn, the way they thought about her, the way they looked at her and her emotions, I feel like they thought Carolyn was just a number for Yam Yam and Carson. Well, really, Carolyn came back and altered a lot of decisions of Yam Yam and Carson's with her strategy. Carolyn, like the three of them really made a lot of decisions together, which isn't a good thing as a threesome. But Carolyn was always the one who was like, I don't want to do this. Forget that. I want to do this. Like Carolyn had a strategy. She just didn't know how to explain her game. She couldn't get over talking about her emotions. And I understand your past, Carolyn, but talk about your addiction one time and then get to the strategy of the game. And that's what Mary Ann was good at. Mary Ann explained her emotions. She explained her quirks. Weird people, she didn't call herself weird. I don't remember the actual word, but I don't mean no disrespect by saying it. But we all know how like Mary Ann was herself, but she also was able to explain her game. Carolyn couldn't explain it. And then Carson and Franny didn't make it any better. I'm like, sir, she grown. She could be your mama. Calm down, Carson. And let me read Carson and Franny real quick, because Carson and Franny, I felt like they were guiding. I felt like Carson and Franny felt like Carolyn needed to overly explain her emotions, because every question that Carson and Franny had for Carolyn was about, can we explain how emotions help your strategy in the game? Let's start with Carolyn. And Franny too, can we explain how emotions did this? Let's start with Carolyn. I'm like, it felt like they were leading Carolyn to talk about something that didn't have anything to do that would help her gain the win. And then for you two to be guiding her final questions, y'all didn't even give her a vote. Y'all was asking Carolyn all of these good questions, trying to pull the information you felt would help her win, doing all this in the background, but you didn't even give her a vote. Why? I really want to know why. And Franny talking about, oh, Yam Yam explained. Yam Yam ain't say nothing any different than Carolyn. Yam Yam and Carolyn damn near gave the same answers. Yam Yam didn't tell us any big strategic move he made. He didn't tell us, like, I really feel like the people on the jury felt like Carson was the leader of these two emotional nuts. No disrespect. I'm just telling you how I feel the people on the jury felt. Check me if I'm wrong. Check me in the comments. Check me in the chat. I feel like the jury felt like Carson should have won this. If Carson was sitting there, it would have been unanimous. But we got to choose between Yam Yam or Carolyn. I guess we'll give it to Yam Yam because he a little bit more calm than care. That's really what I feel, because Yam Yam didn't explain no masterful game. He got to know everybody, and because I'm a hairdresser, I could tell. And then he dissed everybody. Y'all kind of boring. I had to pull the energy out of y'all. Jamie, you was boring. Franny, you was boring. But I was able to tell when your eyes lit up, you was here, you was telling the truth, and when your eye light up, you was lying. I'm like, sir, you are not a human lie detector. Now, I like you, Yam Yam. No disrespect. Because I do feel like Yemi played a different game. I'm just mad because I felt like Carolyn deserved to win. And if Franny and Carson would have asked her any different question, or if Carolyn would have at least known, like Carolyn could have came back and said, I already knew that from that whatever excursion they went on, that they were going to bro out, that Danny, Brandon, and Josh said they were going to bro out at the merge, and I had to get Josh out at Tika, and then when everybody wanted to get Brandon out, I was cool with that, and then she got Danny out. Even though she played her idol wrong, she got it that week for Danny to still be the target. And she was like, yeah, I could have saved my idol, but I ain't trust Lauren and Jamie. But she still got it that week for Danny to be the target. And Danny, as a hater, the hater that he is, he was like, F Carolyn, she got me out. I ain't gonna vote for her. She ain't gonna get second. But that's why Sia still gave her $100,000. And I feel like when somebody gives you $100,000, that's not taxable. So now don't judge my accounting brain. I could be wrong. But I feel like if somebody give you $100,000, they have to pay that taxes because they gave it to you, not you. And so Heidi gonna only get about 60,000 because that's taxed. But Carolyn gonna have 100K in her bank. Now, if you a smarter CPA than me, check me in the chat. But I feel like that's the government rules. And I agree with Sia. Carolyn should have won. But I mean, congratulations, Yam Yam. I agree, Vontae. Nobody broke down their individual game. Everybody was asking about emotions. I was like, what is this? Is this a therapy session? No. Since Heidi got one vote, she's technically the second place winner, and they get 10%, which is $100,000. So Heidi will get $100,000 from CBS by being the second place winner. But that's taxable. So she really only gets 60. Like Yam Yam really only gonna get a check for about 620K. You know, they gonna take their taxes. The government gonna get their taxes. But because Sia gave Carolyn 100K, Carolyn gonna have 100K. Sia also gave Lauren 15K and she gave Carson 15K. So Sia gave out a total of 130,000, and that's how it was split up. So, Sia really loved her some Survivor. That's one thing about Survivor. Even if you don't know if you could win, play for Sia. So you can at least go home with something. I'm a mess. Don't pay me too much attention. But that's about it from the Final Tribal Council. At the reunion, I already spoke on that Jeff broke down that Jamie's idol wasn't real, and Jamie was like, I'm like, girl, the game over. Who cares if it was real or not? And then he talking about everybody at home, look at this. We're going to put this back in the game and you won't know if it's real or fake. Throw it in the trash, Jeff. Throw it in the trash. Sia paying the taxes. I believe it's called a gift tax, where if you give somebody a certain amount of money, like, please don't test my accounting skills, because there's some deep accounting CPA questions. And I ain't really take the CPA. I took all the CPA classes, but I'm not prepared to pay for that test and fail, because but don't judge me if I say it wrong. But I believe, and I don't know the exact amount, but I'm sure 100K should be it. But if you give somebody a certain amount of money, you have to pay the taxes on that, because you just can't. The IRS want their money, period. And so I believe if you don't pay taxes on the gift, so the person giving you the money pays the taxes. That's why, don't give me the line, but like when you give out inheritance inheritance is some, it's certain ways you're supposed to set up gifts and inheritances so the IRS won't get all the taxes on it. But please, please, this ain't the video for that, because I know I ain't past that part of the CPA. So I got to do some more studying, and I'm really, really thinking about getting my CPA. I really want to do it. I always said once my son graduates, I'll really have free time to sit down and do my CPA. And, you know, I did my sorority thing. So I sat down and I did the sorority. So now it's time to sit down and do the CPA. But the CPA costs so much money, and I just don't want to fail it. And it's so many nightmares of stories of people taking certain, because you have to take 4 different parts: legal, I think financial, I know tax is one, and it's another section. I done forgot the other one. Is it government? It's 4 sections of the CPA. And I've seen people, I think the hardest one is financial, where people say they've taken it 3, 4, 5 times, and every time you take that section, you have to repay. But anyway, let's get back to the game. Let's get back to the game. And if you are a CPA and I gave all that tax advice incorrectly, put it in the comments or the chat so people will be like, girl, Angie don't know nothing. Anyway, so Jeff is going to put that idol back in the game. Like I said, throw it in the trash. Franny and Matt are in a relationship. They're called Manny. I'm here for it. I'm here for the relationship. I'm always here for love. It's very clear that they have an undeniable chemistry. They get along. I'm happy they're going to try to make it work. I hope it works for them. Good luck. Good luck, Manny. Because, you know, I really like Matt anyway, because he reminds me of Crystal Method. And I love Crystal Method. Drag Race comes on tonight. I can't wait to watch that. Franny grew, like, everybody on this cast was so nice and had a story. Like, it's nobody I really hate outside of Danny. And what the hell was he wearing? Like, he went from doing a Robert De Niro impersonation on the way out, and now he got on Mexican dashiki. Forgive me, I don't know the technical name of the Mexican garment, but it looks like a Mexican dashiki to me. So I was like, what's going on with Danny? But now that the game is over, like, I don't hold no grudges. I don't hate you. Like, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, Danny. It was some game moves I didn't like, but for the most part, this was a really likable cast. It was a really likable cast. What else happened? Because that was it. That was it. It wasn't nothing else. I did notice that in that reunion section, after they announced Yam Yam as the winner, that when Yam Yam started talking about his game, Carolyn was over there rolling her eyes like, bitch. I really feel like Carolyn just didn't know how to explain her game. And at that moment when Yam Yam started talking after he won, I think it clicked in Carolyn's mind that it was 100 more things I could have said and I could have won this. And I just feel like in that moment, because we don't know what it's like to be at the final tribal council and everyone is talking to you about your emotions. You already have the perception that people think you this loony, emotional person. So she probably really felt like she had to explain emotions. But I think once she sat down and got that food in and she started listening a little bit, she was like, damn, I really could have said this, and this, and I probably could have won. But we'll never know. I agree with you, Zuda. Yam Yam is not a bad winner. I'm not hating on Yam Yam. I just love Carolyn. I love who I love. I love who I love. And I really think Carolyn could have won this if she would have known how to explain it. And that's the biggest thing. But okay, let's scroll up. We're going to go through the comments and then I'm going to shut this down. And I have another video. I meant to do this video days ago, Selling Sunset. I'm going to talk about Selling Sunset real quick once I shut this down. And then that's it for the night. I think I'm going to do some family time. Since I got home early, I can actually do family time. Okay. I remember to start this. Dabu said Ashley and Tori have beef. That's why I want them to be in the house so we could have some good beef in the Big Brother house. I was shocked Lauren didn't see the right. It was right there. If you guys are looking in the tree and you just see a speck of red, I would go investigate because trees aren't red. I would just go investigate and be like, and touch it like loud and wrong. I was very loud, very wrong. I kind of got the same thing too with the cliffhanger, yeah, and not and with that speech she gave. I was kind of threw off with the speech because I was like, why are you giving your goodbye speech when you got the idol in your pocket? And I'm like, girl, why are you crying? And you got like, oh, I'm doing it for my kids. I think they'll be so proud of me. I'm like, girl, you about to win the game once you play this idol. Why are you crying? I was really confused. That editing with Lauren and that idol was even better than the week I thought Carolyn was gonna go home and she didn't. Like they really got the edit of these tribal councils better because you used to could kind of know what was gonna happen in tribal council. I did not know. I was so thrown off. I was so thrown off. Right. And then she said, Jeff. And then she was like, I was like, girl, why you sick? Like, you really want to show your kids this item? I'm like, girl, this $1 million. I was screaming at the TV. I didn't know what was going on. That was some good editing. That was some good editing. Heidi was so blah. She was. Heidi could have had a better chance at winning the game if she didn't waste her idol at final 6. And she would have just surprised everybody at final 5. Or maybe if at final 5 she could have saved Lauren with it and voted Carson out. That could have did. Who had the final 6 immunity? I forgot already. It wasn't Carson. Was it Lauren? Who went home at final 6? Jamie went home because Lauren had the idol. So maybe if Heidi would have played it on Jamie or something, like, I don't know. I just feel like if she didn't have that bad idol play, maybe she could have did something with her resume. But Heidi, you constantly followed Danny down the wrong road, and that's why you were sitting where you were sitting. I don't know. When other people give up immunity, everyone call we call them dumb. So why are we praising Heidi for doing it? I ain't praise Heidi. Who did that? I ain't give no. And who else did it? The only other person I know who did it, and you know my memory bad, was the guy, because I believe he spent so much time on what was that called, Immunity Idol, or not Immunity Idol, but the island, Exile Island, and he kept winning his way back, and they had voted his ass out, and he went his way back. So he really wasn't in the game. So he felt like that was his only thing to do, and I still wouldn't have gave him my vote. I don't feel like winning fire should cancel everything else that happened to the game and be like, oh, you deserve to win. I just don't feel that. But anyway, Jeff set it up that way. Oh, he did it and it. I wish I would quit. I don't praise nobody for giving up that final immunity. I call Heidi dumb, and I'm gonna call everybody else dumb. Don't do it. The whole point of winning Final Four immunity is giving yourself a guaranteed spot at the final 3. You should be praised by the jury for winning it and getting yourself to the final 3. Why do I have to put myself in the fire making to get even more jury praise? If the jury don't want to give you a vote by you winning it, I'm damn sure not giving you a vote by you risking it. So I don't know. That's just me. And you call me a bitch if you want to. But Nate, I ain't never praised nobody for doing that. Not me. Last year they said if that girl that was in the final 3 made fire and she would have won, this is why. What? Who was it? Because I remember Gabe. It wasn't Chastity. Are they saying if Chastity would? Like I said, if I have to risk my reward of immunity, like me winning Final Four and getting myself to the Final Three isn't enough to win, where I got to put on a show and prove that I can make some fire and risk $1 million for you to give me $1 million, then you could kiss my entire ass. You weren't going to vote for me no way. That's just how I feel. That's you being a hater. Not you weren't gonna vote for me anyway, because if you were that impressed with my game, I shouldn't have to risk it. And to be honest, I understand why they did it, because a lot of great players would just get voted out at the Final Four. But to me, that's what it's made for. If you have a great player and you don't feel like they should be at that Final Three, make two great people make fire. Or play a good enough game to where it don't matter who make fire. I'm still winning. Is it time for them to do something else? Put it in the chat. I'm going to eventually get to it when I scroll to the bottom. Do you think it's time to stop this whole fire making thing at Final Four and go back to old school Survivor where you need to win or go home? Because I feel like that's why a lot of good players, athletic players, aren't the pre-merge boots anymore, because they feel like, oh, if they don't win Final Four, we could just make them win. They have to make fire. I don't know. People used to eat the final 2, 3, 2. I don't know what that means, Nate. I hate how they made Carolyn answer first. Jury shouldn't choose who goes first when answering. Last person going to make it the most memorable. That's true as well. Because when you go first, people just going to take what you say and twist it, because they can see how the jury is reacting to what you say. That's why you notice Yam Yam always put a little extra sauce on what he was saying. Like, yeah, I was emotional too, but I could tell by the twinkle in your eyes if you were lying, and I could tell by your heartbeat if you was having a good day or a bad day, and I could cheer you up. And so Yam Yam knew how to put a little extra sauce on it, but he was really saying the exact same thing that Carolyn was saying for the most part. And I know we're going to get to the comment because I saw it already. Nobody really explained their game. Like, this really sounds like a student council election. Like, I'm going to be the oldest Puerto Rican woman, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be the Puerto Rican man, and I'm going to be the one who was overly emotional, and Marianne number 2, vote for me. Like, I heard the season 39 is going to be casting the rookies that was underestimated and robbed from their challenge season. Will that really be interesting? Because it's a lot of people I don't want to see again. Whoever y'all put on the TV screen, Angie is going to judge and review. That's pretty much it. Because I feel like I ain't going to be happy about it. I'm going to be excited, and then come mid-season, I'm going to be ready for it to be over. But I wish the jury had an open discussion like Big Brother does, so they know that. That's a good idea, a jury roundtable where we could really see. I guess they kind of do that with them flash about, but I fast forward that part. But a jury roundtable would be more interesting than people just talking in the confessional, because I fast forward through all the confessionals. But I agree, Vontae, that would be a good idea. Heidi kept interrupting Yam Yam when he was talking. She sure was, and maybe that's why she didn't get a vote either. Like, girl, be quiet. Heidi answered the questions like, right. She was like, and at the end, but please vote for me. I'm like, girl, this is not an election. But please give me your vote. A mess. A mess. Carolyn should have thought about what they would have asked her instead of free-willing it so much, because them making her go first downplayed it. It did, unfortunately. And I feel like all of this, I feel like people in the jury could see Carson over there doing all of that, and they probably was like, see, Carson even had to coach her through the final tribal council. Like, you should have let her stand on her own 2 feet. You was doing too much, Carson. Yeah, we talked about Marianne actually explained her strategy, which I agree. That's why they should have. Oh yeah, I read that already. Carolyn Reed and Danny was one of the. Carolyn Reed and Danny then turn around Reed and Jeff like, yeah, I'm mad at you too. That was the best part of the whole season for me. That goes down in Survivor history for me. That's the same as Michaela eating that popcorn and then turn around like, you did this when she told that to Jay. You did this to me. Like that's iconic stuff for me. But see, I like all that hot shit talking and hot shit looking. That's the kind of stuff I like. So when she did that to Danny and she had and see, I'm a facial expression person too. Like Carolyn used to be looking at Danny like, I love all that. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's not game. That's game winning stuff for me. If you could check Jeff, you deserve to win the game. I feel they should have let her. They should have started with like they should have let because they always said Carolyn, you go. They should have the next time. Okay, Yam Yam, you go first. So Yam Yam could say what he had to say, and then Carolyn could have put her sauce on it. I do agree with you all in the whole answering first thing because I don't care what order Heidi answered in. Heidi wasn't getting no votes. When Franny told Carolyn, "You changed my life during the reunion," I didn't even have to read the rest of that out loud. I was already mad at Franny. Like, you doing all these extras and Lauren, you too. Yes, I could tell my kids, and yes, I can be myself, and yes, I can do this. But y'all ain't vote for her. Y'all was doing all this coaching and crying, but you didn't vote for her. Carolyn could have had 100 and something because Sia could have still gave her the 100 and CBS could have gave her the 100. Right. No one broke down their individual games, period. All were quite generic, period. Carolyn made bigger moves. She did, but didn't think about what she was going to say as much as Yam Yam. Yep, she didn't. She was too focused on what people thought about her when your whole mantra of the game was, I don't give a damn what people think about me. I'm going to be unapologetically myself. So, I mean, you can't help somebody for feeling how they feel, but I really wish she would have had that FU attitude at the final tribal council and really broke down her game. Because Carolyn made moves that she could have. I mean, Yam Yam probably would have tried to, say, but what did Yam Yam really do? All Yam Yam used to say, whoever voted for me goes home next. But I said that in earlier videos. I felt like it was just a coincidence. It was just a coincidence that Kane wrote your name down, but he happened to be the next target. Yam Yam wasn't going around piping up, Kane got to go home. So-and-so got to go home. Like, it just so happened to be the group census that was the person who was going home next. He wasn't really driving the strategy. Him and Tika could have easily flipped it to somebody else, to whatever, Ratu, or, they could have flipped to work with Ratu, but they just so happened that Soka always wanted the people that voted for Yam Yam out. It wasn't like he was going up to Danny, let's get out Kane. Danny was telling you, I think Kane should go. You like, yeah, he voted for me. So, So I don't know. I don't know. Bring Carolyn and Carson back, maybe Josh. I would love to see Josh play again because I really liked him, and I don't think he got a fair shake of things because he got a target that I just didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand. It felt a little he black, he could go. Because I didn't understand the target when everybody at the reunion was like, why would y'all get in a relationship? Why would y'all have so much chemistry? That's Survivor 101 that a duo can't do, but y'all let that duo make it to the merge. Like, make it make sense. It felt a little anti-black to me, but I ain't gonna give y'all too much. Vontae, you fast forward too. Ain't nobody got time to watch 3 hours of Survivor. I'm sorry. I just get to the questions, get to who won, get to who caught this skeet ball the fastest. We ain't got to watch all this, Jeff. That's how I feel about my IT. Oh, Okay, I'm not the only one. Does the government help you pay for this? I don't know. I need to check into that. The government, if I wanted to go to grad school, they would pay for college tuition. I don't know if they pay for the CPA exam, and I damn sure they don't think they're gonna keep paying for it if you keep failing it. They're gonna be like, "Bitch, we gonna pay for it one time, and if you fail it, it's on you on your own." I really do need to. I do need to get. I feel like I should get it. I just don't want to, but I feel like in maybe 5 to 10 years, when it's time for me to really make a jump in my career, I'm gonna need it, or somebody else gonna jump over me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, y'all. I'm gonna do it. He looks like not a bobblehead. I love Matt. I honestly like Yum Yum as a winner. I do too, Zuda. Like, I'm just hating because I like Carolyn more. I feel like that must suck to have to sit there after losing, especially getting 0 votes. I think it's a shame for Carolyn to had such a great season at home. Like, everyone at home, everyone on Twitter loves Carolyn. But for her to have 0 votes in the like, I can understand Carolyn not winning, but she should have at least got Franny and Carson's vote. At the least. How many times did Carolyn and Carson have to talk Yam Yam out of some dumb shit because he always wanted his revenge, revenge, revenge? You voted for me 10 tribal councils ago. I didn't, because Carson should have known, and she get off of it. It is what it is. It is what it is. She should have thought about what to say. Yeah, you do have to rehearse. You do. And I feel like somebody pointed out on Twitter, Carolyn gave her final tribal council speech that night she played her idol when she was telling everybody all her strategy and stuff. And then when it got to final tribal council, she didn't know what to say. Okay, Dan is telling us a few people. Mariah, Emmanuel, Logan, Nam, Berna. I'm already uninterested. I do like it. No, it's not Emmanuel. Which one I think is cute? Is Emmanuel the one I think is cute? No, Emmanuel was the one laying up under Tori, wasn't it? I like Berna. I like Mariah. Please, Nam, lose their phone number. And I think I like Logan, but I don't think Logan understands English that well. But I don't know. We'll see. I feel like they're gonna bring back the one guy who dislocated his shoulder. Who did that? Won't even know his name. Oh, Matt. Isn't that black guy who went home because of his blood pressure back on 45? I think so. Who is Bettina? I don't know Bettina. Who was that? Kim. I don't know Kim. Who are these people? Who are these people you're naming, Dan? Jay will be on and Queen Melissa. I like Melissa. Jay might be successful if that vacation crew isn't there. Because I don't know what it is. That vacation alliance does not like Jay. And it's all Josh's fault because Jay didn't do nothing to them. Hoo-hooey, is that how you spell her name? Because I know it's not Juju. I think it's Hoo-hooey. Please don't bring her back. I'm already uninterested in 39. I hope this is all rumors. Esther. Okay. I'm already uninterested. Yes, the jury said if Chastity would have gave up her necklace and they could have kissed my ass. Whatever. Also, Queen Marie is on the air. On what air? She got a podcast. I got the hiccups. I got to write this down. This is going to be my next challenge chat. Because I listened to Drew. Drew had an interview with Danny And I'm not gonna say any of it now. I'm gonna save all my thoughts for the next challenge chat. It's gonna be up next week. Danny's interview with Drew. I'm not gonna play any of Drew's content on my channel. Please go. I know all of you all support Drew anyway. But if you haven't listened to the interview yet, I listened to that interview today because when I drive, I listen to YouTube. I think I either listened to it yesterday or today while I was driving. I think it was yesterday. But I listened to the interview and I have thoughts. So I'm just going to express my opinions on some of the things that Danny said, but I'm not going to play any of Drew's content on my channel. But that's going to be a challenge chat because I really don't listen to a lot of other challenge podcasts. I only really listen to people who have YouTube channels like Drew and Chantel and Rob and his podcast. So I really don't go out and listen to podcasts. So I know Danny said he's been making rounds with different people, but I only caught it on Drew's channel because I really only listen to YouTube. So that's going to be my next challenge chat for this upcoming week because he said some things that made me change my mind. Now, I'm not going to express it here. Don't get to asking me no questions because if y'all ask me the questions now, we ain't going to have nothing to talk about for the next 10 weeks. We got to spread this content out. They are making us wait for these shows. Okay, y'all said no more final fire challenge because they're more impressed with that than immunity wins. Yes, I agree. There is time because I understand when y'all introduced the fire challenges, it's because you needed a shakeup in the game because people who people felt should win the game were getting voted out at that final 4, final 3, depending on how many people were in the finals. It's now time to put your thinking caps back on and come up with something else because maybe it's time to take it away. Did Jack ever make an announcement that it's going to be like this going forward? I don't know. But anyway, Kaz will not be on 39. Good. She just won. Go sit down. No way in hell I could be Carolyn and let them try to downplay me and not rebuttal the what? The retitled what? The rebuttal the retitle of the rebuttal. Jada Essence Hall. That sounds like something Jada would say. I love Jada. When I go to Vegas, I go to Vegas in probably a month. At the end of June, I go to Vegas. I saw that Suki was there, Latrice, Jada, Kahana. Like, I hope all the good queens, like all of them are good queens. I like all the queens, but I hope my favorite queens are still at the RuPaul review when I go to Vegas in 4 weeks. No Vacation Alliance will be on, including Devin. Then I'm watching. You know, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Now I want to see new blood on the challenge, especially after seeing that chart Danny posted. Danny posted a chart? Okay, I got to go look for the chart. I didn't see the chart. Unless he put it in Drew's interview, I was driving, so I could not look at YouTube. I could just listen to it. Because I don't know about you all. And maybe that's why I be tripping when I'm like, oh, I got to put my makeup on. But I don't really watch YouTube. Like, I don't mostly put YouTube on while I'm working. I really use YouTube like a podcast. So I didn't, if he had a chart, I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to Google it or look on Twitter. It smelled like somebody burning popcorn. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut this short in about 2 minutes to go check on that because I'm upstairs. And if it's something going on downstairs, I need to hurry up and run and get out this house. Even the dinner date with Carson, he said he was gonna go with Carson's plan of keeping Carolyn, which was his desire. Like, right. Someone is burning popcorn, but I'm trying to think who in my house could be cooking popcorn. It's either my son or my stepdaughter, and I don't know. I really need to go check on that though. Because I shouldn't be smelling burnt popcorn upstairs if they burning it downstairs in the kitchen, right? Oh, you're a government contractor now. But when I was a federal employee, they helped. Oh, they did. Oh, ooh. I'm definitely going to be looking into that. But I'm not going to do it in some. If I do it, it won't be into January next year because I got too much going on for the rest of the year 23. I got too much going on. So if I do go back for my CPA, it'll be something I start in January. But thank you for that info, Glenda. I like Indiana, but Carolyn getting no votes. Disrespect. Yes. Go back to I heard, didn't Jeff say 45? I think it's still 29 days, but I think they said the episodes were going to be an hour and a half. Maybe 46 goes back to 39 days. I don't know. Bettina was the little girl who played with Corey's fine ass. Bettina. I don't know her. I don't know that girl. Like Kiki said, I'm sorry to that girl, but I don't know her. I listened to the interview too. Yes, I'm sad if Danny doesn't come back. I think Danny will come back. I think Danny will come back because he wasn't disrespectful. Because you know, when people don't want to come back no more, when they spill tea, it be with all disrespect. Though I don't think Danny is a disrespectful person anyway. I think Danny will be back. He's probably taking a break. And I feel like if Danny comes back, he's going to want to know the format of the game. And if it's any kind of team or partnership, he's going to be out. Which I hope that's why. I hope it's not a whole bunch of teams and partnerships coming up. But I feel like if they ever tell Danny it's an individual game, he'll be in. I think he'll be in. Tori is a bitch. Okay, Glenda, I'm not getting into it. I'm not giving my thoughts into the challenge chat because I've already been on here over an hour. Kim was the guy who you like. Kim is a guy? Okay. I don't know him. Okay, Colleen. Okay, Kim was the guy and Colleen was the girl. Okay, I remember Kim. Did I like him? I don't remember. I guess I thought he was cute. But Tina is the girl with the weird laugh. I'm sorry to that woman. I don't know her. She gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to Google her in a minute after I go check on this popcorn. I don't know Bettina at all. I remember Berna. Don't remember, and I don't want her on the show. She could go home first. Somebody got to go home first. You know, you got to put somebody on that has to go home first. But y'all, this was fun. We still talked over an hour just about one show. This was fun. I'm gonna miss Stella, but Stella is on hold until August, until Big Brother and the challenge comes back in August. Because you know, Stella is a review. You know, we review the shows. So over the next 8 to 10 weeks until the shows come back, we will have the challenge chat. It will be a weekly show. I ain't gonna give it a certain day because I don't know. It depends on when I have my topics researched. But the next challenge chat will be my 2 cents about what Danny said on Drew's interview. If you haven't listened to Drew's interview, please go check him out, support, listen to the interview so you can come and, you know, we could talk about it and we can have our own 2 cents. Of course, once we get closer to the seasons, we'll have our fantasy parties for USA 2 and Big Brother. But, you know, we got to get probably around mid-July before we can have our fantasy parties. And, you know, the content will still be coming. I have my list from last week of, you know, my favorite eliminations, dailies, things like that. If you have any topics of conversation that you want to have a challenge chat about, please send it to me, a DM to Instagram or Twitter, Kiss My Cheeks TV. If you want, all of you all follow me on YouTube and Twitter. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, please do, because that's where I advertise my videos. If you don't follow me on Twitter, Twitter is where I cut up in real time talking about the shows. I'm always tweeting about the competition shows and things like that. So whenever I have a challenge chat ready to go, I advertise it on my community wall on YouTube and on Twitter. So you will see it when it's time for a challenge chat. But again, Stella, the review show, is on hold until they give us some shows to review. But I will still be here so we can still have a good time on YouTube. Will there be a draft for Big Brother and the challenge? Yes. I'm going to get with Christina. I'm sure she's not going to set the fantasy leagues up until we get closer to the shows. So once we get closer to the shows, we'll get, she'll give me the league ID and I'll put it out there. We're going to have our fantasy draft parties and, have a good time, because I really did enjoy playing fantasy on that app instead of trying to create my own scoring system. That was a lot of fun. So we will be doing that again. Yes. So that's all of my announcements. I hope I covered everything. Please follow, subscribe, all of that. Of course, you all know I'm on my road to 1,000. I'm almost there. I have faith that I'll get there. And maybe I might invite Drew over for a couple of challenge chats. And I've been meaning to reach out to, her name is Chantel and other podcasters. Please, if you know other podcasters, or I usually do YouTube. I don't, because I just don't want to lie to anybody and say I listen to your podcast. If it's not on YouTube, I probably don't listen to it. So if you know any other YouTube people, go Dan. You almost won USA Global, but any YouTubers that review like Survivor, The Challenge, the shows we talk about, put their names in my DMs and I'll reach out to them, because I need to stop being shy. I know people, if you watch me, you probably don't think I'm shy, but I really am shy when it comes to reaching out to new people. And I know Drew, because Drew was introduced to me through Charles. So usually I meet people because they introduce me to people, but I need to start reaching out to other people. I'm going to reach out to Chantel, and because I want to create content with her. I like her videos, and I'm going to reach out to Drew too. And maybe we can do some challenge chats together, just so we can all have, something to talk about through this hiatus. But y'all, let me shut up and go. And let me go see what's burning downstairs, because I should not be, popcorn shouldn't be burning this long, y'all. Have mercy. The nullified take. Okay, let me write that down. The nullified take. Okay, I'm going to look them up. And, it was something else I was going to say. The Bachelorette, her name is Charity. We have a Black Bachelorette. I think we had a Black Bachelorette before, but I was never interested in that show. But since we ain't got nothing else to watch, I am going to watch The Bachelorette this season and review. I'm going to let you know a disclaimer now. If it is extremely boring and I have to force myself through it, or if I fast forward over 50% of the show, I probably will drop it. But I am going to start off reviewing it, The Bachelorette. Do y'all watch The Bachelorette? If y'all don't watch it, tell me soon. So I don't watch it for nothing. But I just need content to watch since we have such a long break. But anyway, y'all, let me shut up. Let me go see who in my kitchen tearing it up. And I will see y'all later on this week for a challenge chat. Have a safe weekend, because it is only Friday night and it's a holiday weekend. Have a great Memorial. It is Memorial Day, because I don't want to get my holidays mixed up. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, a safe holiday weekend, a lot of fun. I'm going to check out The Little Mermaid if you care. And I'll see you all later on this week. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.